on to some more stuff involving Loose Cannon, man. And this is the big topic that we're going to get to today. We're going to be here for a while, man. So there was recently this huge indictment, Operation Drawdown in Los Angeles, man. And it's targeted at prominent members in the Rolling 60 Crips, right? And some of the guys who, a lot of people consider the boogeyman. I'm talking about your OGs, like the guy by the name of OG Bearclaw, the guy Vay, and also, Big U. So these guys were taken down in the indictment along with 18 other people in total plus Big U. Now, this situation is going crazy online. When you first heard it, what did you think?
On a professional level, on some gangster level, which one you want? Because I can give you either one.
Give me both.
On a gangster level, we know what we signed up for. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to put paint where it ain't, act like we didn't build our names on being somebody who had to earn their stripes. Remember, I told you, with men, we have to earn our value. You know what I'm saying? It's not given to us. But on a professional level, I'm going to look at the accolades of the positivity of what you've done. But sometimes I tell people all the time, you got to be Malcolm to become Martin. You know what I'm saying? And Martin was nonviolent. So that tells you that Big U had to be Malcolm to become Martin. You know what I'm saying? And I know as his age, he want people to look at the good he's doing now and not of his past. So, when I seen him, on his last video, I said, nah, this is not the smartest thing for OG to really do at the end, because you implementing yourself of straying away from the same people that you got to fight this RICO case with. That would give people ammunition to turn on you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. Now, but to your point, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but to your point, even the news locally, they did so much positive coverage on Big U that the news lady covering the story was like, puzzled, was like, she was like, it put them in a weird place. But they were complicated in this, or felt it was a complicated situation because, in the later years, all the publicity we've got in Big U was him being a community activist, him being a gang activist, him helping people out. But, the indictment painted a different picture.
Right. Well, when it comes down to it, it's going to be a lot of gangsters go look at it like, damn, bro, like, we know the good that you've done, you know what I'm saying? But when you got put in that hot seat, you played it as I'm a saint and all that shit. So a lot of people, and I'm just being transparent because it's going to be the good and the bad. A lot of people are like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, we don't go out like that. And I get it. He want to save face because he got his family and all that. But, he was just like, he was hurt because the people that he would have rolled for obviously wouldn't ride for him. But when we get caught up in these situations, man, it ain't no playing the victim. It ain't no playing, oh man, they just picking on me. I'm just little old me. No, nigga, we straight dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's integrity involved. Like, man, they don't got nothing on me. Man, I'll see y'all when I get on. That's how we do it. We don't do all of that, oh, I'm just this good person, all that Adam and Eve stuff, because we know at the end of the day, if they go back and because social media run the world, they got him on video chunking up the game. They got him at the hood days. They got all that. But then when the news painted you as this mafia godfather type of dude, I would have never said nothing. I'd be like, okay, cool. That's what they own? Cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of people was kind of like, damn, man, we seen a vulnerable moment from Big U. We seen a vulnerable moment of somebody can try to trigger that and presume he's weak when we know he's he's an intelligent man, and he's a positive man. But and we really from the streets, but when we get on camera and we just play like we just this sanctified dude, then, who are we if we can't be ourselves through the whole line?
Nah, I agree. That's a great point. Because before he turned himself in, there was a lot of news about he was on the run or whatnot. And when he the news kicked off that he was going to turn himself in, I thought it would be something like, what you said. Like he would be like, yo, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to fight this. they can't stop a real one, your typical stuff. But he went to talking about like, oh man, 600 and Wack100, and we're going to get to that as well. And then he went to talking about, man, they've been cutting me off, and if you my friends and you ain't going to look out for me. It was just a different picture of what you would expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was probably not the smartest move for him, because the way you implicated them in accusing and accusations towards, oh, these are the dudes trying to take me down, it kind of made them, I would assume like, hey, yo, now you gave them to ammunition to reach out to Wack, to reach out to 600. Yo, y'all life might be in danger, because the way he said it, he made it seem like y'all the reason why he in jail. But everything we've seen so far is only just a summary. There's no discovery. There's no actual evidence. This is just a summary of what is going to be displayed in the case of this RICO. Right now, everything that they're saying is the government using a high power words. They want to make sure that they paint him as a villain. In our community, we're going to always see Big U, Eugene Henley, as a positive motivator. We're going to see him for the good he do. But no matter how good we see him as and what the evidence they got towards him, we can't persuade the average American of the evidence of how they portray it. That's the thing with common law. We might say he's the same. Look, I always say, look, y'all want to get you up out of here, but who gonna take care of these youth if he gone? Ain't nobody stepping up to the plate. Them little kids, the gang intervention, it works. He really puts it down when it comes to showing these kids it's another way. Now, what he do on his free time when he ain't doing his positive humanitarian work, we can't touch that. We can't touch that. We could say what we see he do, but if them Elroy's got you on some other shit, stand up, be a man about it, and hey, man, ain't lying. Homie, I'll see y'all when I beat it. And if you can't beat it, you just come on like a man, 10 toes down, like gum on the ground. We don't portray like, oh, I'm a victim. None of that, because we have to earn our value in the streets. We don't get the luck playing like we're just so perfect. So you get me? Prove it. If you can't prove it, knock it off.
Nah, facts. Nah, man, well said. Now, what's even crazier is the situation, like you said, with locally. Like, and we've been doing this a long time. I've been blogging a long time, and I've read a lot of these statements, a lot of these indictments, and especially when they first get put out there, I have a theory that that the feds actually put it out there at first, like to paint the narrative on the person they're pursuing. You know what I mean? But whatever, that might just be a theory or whatever, right? But when you go through these things, it's written like, okay, it all points to the person being a boogeyman and just painting them in that bad narrative. That's just the way that the paperwork operates, man. Doesn't mean it's 100% true, man. And people run with this stuff like it's true. But a lot of the details that they have in there, it's based on what they're saying is based on electronic reconnaissance and a lot of digital tracking. And that gets me to my next point, man. Bricc Baby. Now, Bricc Baby was one of the people who was initially indicted with Big U. And we come to find out through this paperwork that Bricc Baby has been under heavy surveillance ever since he caught his case a few years ago, man. So what did you think about that part?
Zaire know better. Zaire is actually, he excelled in college. So for him to run his mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, that boy was singing like Jodeci on that phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really was singing like Jodeci. You got out of prison. I mean, you got out of federal in custody over a situation that we don't need to display because it's public information. But why would you not think that you wouldn't be under a wiretap? They got him on the wiretap running his mouth to multiple people, not only just, to the situation, but I understand why Big U wanted to detach himself from Bricc Baby. You was talking too much. You talk too much. Now, out of everybody, we looked at it. Not only is he implicated to this RICO, you got their little dirt RICO. You know what I'm saying? You got that gun charge that they release you out on. They don't release you out on no gun charge without you knowing why they releasing you. So you knew prior to why you was being released. And everybody is privy to knowing that, you know, everybody seen Crip Mac take 10 years for a gun on a federal charge. But then all of a sudden you get out and you just think they go walk away from that? Nah, who are you? You have not contributed nothing to society. No football game, basketball game, no boys and girls club. Bro, you knew they was coming for a certain person. And they actually got you on wiretap, letting him know that they got you. So he was already aware. So when we look at this, I'm like, bro, come on. He had to detach himself from you. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes are talking too much. The smartest thing for Big U to do is say, hey, I understand. I'm not mad at you. Hey, whatever you got to go through, Assalamu alaikum, may God be with you, and be cordial. All this, everybody, you know, not communicating with each other, knowing that they trying to rep y'all together is not the smartest play. Because if one person on a RICO charge, if one person get charged, y'all all go get charged with something. Y'all all under the same RICO. So if one take one, everybody got to take something. It's just not smart.